Welcome back, Waukee Middle School students. I'm going to take you through the lunchroom expectations for this year. And for 7th graders, it's going to look a little bit different, not only the expectations, but just the process and the protocols that we have for lunch. And for 6th graders, you don't know any different, although this is a lot new, it's newer than you would have experienced in 5th grade. I've got Ms. Deppide and Mrs. Walker, our 6th grade guidance counselor, that's going to show you some of the things that I'm going to talk through as she enters into the cafeteria. Notice she's walking into the cafeteria, she's already hand sanitized or she washed her hands. She's going to come in and she's going to find the table with the row and the correct table that your advisory teacher took you through earlier this morning when you were in the lunchroom, and you may have practiced this. So she already knew her table. Notice how she's going to sit. She takes her backpack off and she sets that backpack to the right. That means that spot is going to be occupied by a backpack, and it spreads the 4 of you out for this particular lunch table. Now she brought another cold lunch, or it looks like she has a cold lunch, but I'm going to take you through what hot lunch looks like and also talk a little bit about the totes, okay? She's seated, and we are going to dismiss as Ms. Deppide kind of pans over to maybe section 3 that you can see over on the wall. We're attempting to dismiss by sections just like we always have. So when you see the big numbers over on the wall, Miss Walker and the rest of her section, which this is section 2, from this pillar to this pillar over here is section 2. So she would wait. And there's going to be teachers walking up and down these aisles and around helping students until you hear a teacher on a microphone, or they will just tap the table and section 2 will go get into line. Okay? So, section 2, you are dismissed for lunch. Mrs. Walker stands up. She's going to head over to the lunch lines. This year there are 2 lunch lines. One for the bistro and one for the grill. And you'll notice some green and some yellow dots. You'll also see a teacher, just like our 7th graders have been used to. You'll see a teacher out here, and we will be communicating with walkie-talkie so we'll know when that next section is to come. When your section's dismissed, notice Mrs. Walker standing in line, and she's on one of the green dots, and she's positioned herself out socially distanced. I also want you to notice Mrs. Walker, I don't have my face covering on because I'm talking right now. Normally I would have that on. Mrs. Walker has her face covering on. Anytime you are going to move within any part of this building, especially lunch, that face covering goes up or your mask goes on, or your face mask, okay? She's chosen this line right here, and so she goes through, she's got her tray. She walks all the way through this line. There's also one other line right over here, and you'll notice the red dots right there. That's the grill. This is the bistro. We're going to go through these 2 lines. You'll also be prepared to do one of 3 things. You will either have your cell phone, where you have a QR reader, where you'll be able to use your cell phone. Notice Miss Walker's got her cell phone out. She's just going to scan her phone. Another thing that you can do if you do not have a cell phone is you can key in your number on the keypad. And the last thing, or the third thing that you can do, is you can tell the lunch clerk what your number is, and the lunch clerk will put your number in for you. Now Miss Walker's got her lunch. She's ready to go back to her table, looking both ways as she's navigating back to her table, and she has her lunch. Okay, she's gonna take her face mask off, which is the only time that you're allowed to take your face mask off, is when you are going to be eating lunch. All right. Thank you, Miss Walker. We're going to fast forward to where Miss Walker's already done eating, okay? She's done, and she's ready for dismissal. She'll take her tray, and she'll throw her tray. We'll have trash cans over here. So Miss Walker would go throw her trash cans away. If you are in the Thunderdome, the same thing would apply. You've got trash cans in the Thunderdome, so you would get up and you would put your trash away in the receptacle. Notice Again, Miss Walker had her face mask on when she was moving to throw her things away. Then she goes back and sits down, and she's ready for dismissal, which again we will dismiss. We hope to dismiss by sections, just like we've done last year. In the cafeteria, you will notice mostly 6th graders, with some in section 1, both 6th and 7th, and then all of our 7th graders are in the Thunderdome. Okay? Miss Walker's going to get up. Section 2, you are dismissed for your 5th period class. Miss Walker's going to get up. Her face mask is on. She's going to walk quietly. Notice how she's walking. She's doing such a nice job of walking, isn't she, 6th and 7th graders? And as she walks by these 3 totes, I just want to make mention of this. As Miss Duppide shows you there in the video, you have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd lunch totes. For those of you that have cold lunches that would like to utilize totes rather than putting your cold lunch in your backpack, those are available for you in the morning, but they're also available for you to pick up in the afternoon. Okay? All right, I believe that's it as far as lunchroom expectations and our procedures. All right? We want to keep everyone safe. And we want to keep you respectful and responsible to everyone in the lunchroom through this process as we go through it for the first time. Thank you, guys.